Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is M from Emma Tales Outdoors. Mitch from Native Survival has issued a challenge on his YouTube channel to use a feather stick, and small shavings from the feather stick to start a fire. It's a technique I don't often use. I'm pretty lucky where I normally hunt and camp. There's plenty of birch bark available, so I don't often use that technique. But he issued a challenge, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, and it was drier then. Well, then we had about 3 days of rain. So I thought it'd be interesting to try it this morning. It rained last night, everything's damp. I did manage to find some stuff that was semi-dry, or hopefully dry enough. The whole point is obviously to whittle down to the dry part of the wood and use that to start. And I guess you make the shavings fine enough that they act like paper. And but I thought this morning I would try that, and I think what I'll do is I'll also do my technique, my normal, with birch bark. Even if it's wet, it'll start, and I'll show you that, and then I'll show you the other technique with the feather stick, and we'll go from there. So, all right, first we're going to try it with the birch bark. Obviously, just shred a bunch of it, make some little filings. Hopefully it'll go pretty good. The birch underneath it I'm just using as a kind of a semi-dry thing. I brought an old knife just to make it a little more challenging, and this knife I actually let my nephew play with when he comes, and so it's not great shape. The spine's no good for starting. You got to use the blade. So yeah, nothing to it. Birch bark starts like crazy, but I'm lucky. Some places you can't use birch bark like that. So now I'm going to make up a feather stick, excuse me. Now I'm going to make up a feather stick, and we'll try that. A pile of shavings, and found out that this knife isn't much good really for this, but that makes it more challenging. So let's try this. Like I said, I'm only using the birch bark because it's kind of about the only thing that's half dry out here. So let's see if we can make this work. Not quite, a little too wet. Okay, fail number 1. Alright, this is attempt 2. I actually switched wood. This is more, I don't know, it's dry inside, wet on the outside because it rained, like I said, most of the night. And but the inside seems a little drier than the last piece I tried. This is red oak. We'll give that an attempt. That worked. There you have it. Choice of wood is important, obviously. So, and I didn't take a lot of time to make a big fire stick because I wasn't gonna, but you'd have your tinder bundle, and that certainly would be enough to get you going. There you have it. So, 2 attempts, different pieces of wood. All right, well, there you have it. I managed to make it work after the second attempt. I ended up switching wood. I started out with a white pine, dead piece of white pine, and I don't know if it was still a little damp inside. I'm sure it would work normally, but it rained a lot. I think it sucked in more water. And then I found a nice little piece of red oak, and once I got whittling into the center, it was pretty dry, and that made a big difference. But anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you, Mitch, for setting up the challenge. And I actually did learn something, which I seem to lately have been learning. When you think you know a lot, and then you mess around with other stuff that people talk about, and you learn, and that's a good thing. So I appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Got some other videos you can check out, and thank you. Take care.